Hello, welcome to Odiham Postcards 4. I'd like to thank everybody that's supported us so far, and but tell off because nobody has entered the competition yet. So the first prize, and I couldn't decide what to give as a prize, is still up for grabs. So if you think you know of any of the answers, and that was on Odiham Postcards 3, give it a listen, give it a look, and see if you can work it out. Meanwhile, let's have a look at some more cards. Here's a nice one. Don't think I've shown this yet. What do you make of this then? It's obviously Odiham High Street. You're not going to get a mark for that. In fact, you're not going to get a mark at all because this isn't a quiz. This is the High Street Central Odiham. I don't know about Central Odiham. It sounds like a bus station or something. Hampshire. Published by the Odiham Society from an original painting by local artist Ray Millard. We've had Ray's work earlier, haven't we? Earlier in the series. So there we are. I'm just looking at the sky. People say in paintings what a lovely Turner-esque sky it is. Not sure what that sky indicates. Not sure. Went past a factory yesterday, and all the pollution was belching out of the factory chimneys, and I thought they had a fire. It turns out they haven't got a fire at all. It's always like that. Absolutely horrible. Anyway, that's enough. That's enough about clouds as well. Now here's where we used to live. You can see my father's car sticking out, and some of his fancy brickwork. Now, do you know where this is? Yes, I know it's in Odiham. That's the whole point. It is actually in Cemetery Hill. It's Butts Cottage, Cemetery Hill, where we used to live. He did a little conversion. Now, this picture has a certain connotations because this picture was taken, if I can prevent the light from ruining it, this picture was taken in October 1987. And I know that without looking on the back where I should have put the date but didn't. This is the Basingstoke Canal, of course, taken from the Swan Bridge, I think. Now, the poor old Swan has been in a state of dilapidation for quite some time, but I did read that things are clarifying, if not being finished off there now, and I hope very much that things come to fruition in due course. Meanwhile, 1987, what happened in October 1987? I think it was the day, or rather the night, of the Great Storm. And the Great Storm uprooted heaven and earth, didn't it? I nearly said heaven and hell, but perhaps I shouldn't have done. And my father sent me out of the house. I can't remember, perhaps we were having it surveyed or something. And I went out with my camera. I'm no photographer, and I took this. It doesn't show any damage, but it does show an autumn picture worth recording. I rather like that. Was been fond of the canal. Here, taken on the same day, there's no point in saying, can you guess where this is, because it's the chalk pit. So it's going up Crown Hill towards the RAF camp. Or conversely, it's coming down Crown Hill from the RAF camp. And there we are. I was told as a child this was the largest chalk pit in Europe. I've no idea if that's true, and I'd be very interested to know what the origin of it is. I've never read anything about it knowingly. It may be that I'll find the answer. The next reference book I look into, I've got quite a few, and these will figure in the future. Now, to my amazement, I've got this in triplicate. So I'll show you all three for a bit of artistic verisimilitude. There, look. We have Hampshire hogs here, which is supposed to be the generic name of what we like. And there is a Hampshire hog actually in Winchester, up by the council offices, or near to the law courts. And here we have some of the old cottages in the Bury, and the young Is it a family or just two kids? And here we are in the days when it was a flower shop, a fruitereuse there. And here we have something, probably the high street again. So that's rather nice. I like that. Heaven knows why I bought 3. No intention of selling them to anybody. There we are. Right. I think we ought to have 1 or 2 more, don't you? That gets us no further because it's the wrong album. As you can see, I don't mess about as a collector. This is just one of my albums. Oh, here we are. Here we are. I have 2 more. One of these is a foils card. If you're a collector yourself, you may have heard of foils. It's nothing to do with a bookshop in London, run by the family of that name. I think it's just French for swords, isn't it? Anyway, here we are. I think that car is a Vitesse. You can enjoy telling me I'm wrong if you like. So this was probably taken. It's the High Street. Odiham, it says. Well, it's not a very good picture, but I'm still pleased to have it. And I imagine that was taken in the late 60s. The shop over the road says hardware, so this may be during the reign of Greaves. But as to that, I don't really know. And there's exactly the same card because I've got 2 of the same. And the very last one, again taken in October 1987, the day of the Great Storm. As you can see, there is King John's Castle, which we can return to in a future chinwag. And some of the trees which have been uprooted, not by him going to sign Magna Carta in 1215, but by the storm of the preceding night. Well, there we go. This has been Odiham Postcards 4. Thank you for listening. I've been James Pratt. Hope you've enjoyed.